You know, I wish that we was living. I wish that we can. We was living in ancient time. You see what I'm saying? I really do. I wish we was living in ancient time. But the video is entitled. It ain't going to cause. It ain't going to cost to treat your brother right. It ain't going to cost to treat your brother right. It ain't going to cost to treat your brother right. We act like that's a big deal to us. It's getting to the point now to where our generation has an issue. You can't even. It's to the point. They time they look at you, they're attacking you. This world is not in its original state, bro. It's really not. If you look at our world and our society now, people find anything they can is to beef with you for no damn reason, and it's really sad, man. It is. It's really sad, man. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting all of it. If you look and you think about the society that our world is in right now, you could just be like, I can be sitting right here right now, right? You get the wrong person pass by, just passing by, just walking, just like I be walking. And I'm just sitting up there and I'm just sitting here just flipping. Let's say today, this is the new modern age, you flip it through your phone, you look up, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man? How you doing today? They ready to fight you. They give you that look like they ready to fight you. We already got the white man. We already got the so-called white man. That's the biggest enemy on the planet. He's the natural enemy on the planet. And number two, another thing, they don't really don't want us to be able to. They deep down within, we upload videos like this, right? They really don't want that. In a way, they say, well, you have freedom of speech and this and that, but really you don't. But the thing with our people, we are conditioned by those people is to be upset and angry and mad at each other for no damn reason. When we ain't the one in control of nothing, we don't control the resources, we don't control nothing. Cars, who control all of that? The car dealerships. Who control and help this run? The so-called white man. And even let's say if I did own something like this here, a building, a brick church, but really the church is white supremacy anyway. You still got to whoever owns this and they still got to pay taxes as a so-called black person. When I say whoever, I'm talking about a black person, so-called black, because we know this is black church. This is a black church. And when you sit and you come in here, you rent it out, you still got to pay taxes. You paying taxes to the government, so all this shit is attached to the government. So you still under the rulership and authorities of the white man, of the so-called white man. Because all of it is connected. Don't you know that the ministers that Hamid Moshadia that ask you for your money and all this type of stuff, if you do this and God will do this and that, God, I saw God was gonna open up some doors for you. All of that shit is connected to white supremacy. All of it is connected. They are paid agents, just like these pastors and things like that. You see what I'm saying? They going other places. Also, they're trying to Why you think they steal organs all the time? Because they want to steal your probably your blood, your mainly your melon, the melon that you have. You know what I mean? That's what they want to do. They want to steal and take the melon that you have. That's what they want to do. But it ain't gonna cost nothing, man. It's to treat your brother right. I'm talking about the older men, the older women, the younger men, whoever. I don't care how young you are. You have even our OGs. I mean, I'm not trying. You have our elderly people are conditioned by the so-called white man. They hate you too. It's just a shame. You can't even get the. You can't even ask politely. Even also, it's getting to the point. You can't even walk up to your brother, your sister, and ask them for direction. If you're not from around here, they gonna stand office, or they just gonna keep walking. Excuse me, I'm you know the direction around here. They gonna keep walking. Just rude, rude for no damn reason. But when Esau stop them, they got every. They gonna stop. Hold on, wait a minute. It was some music in that car, and YouTube give you copyright. And I just want to make sure that we don't get no. You know what I'm saying? Because they will give you copyright. Because they'll find anything to like copyright your video. But I was a few weeks ago, right? Just a few, maybe about 3 weeks ago, two couple of weeks ago, I was just leaving out my house. I was just leaving out my house, right? Just leaving out, walking and got good. I ain't even got good on the goddamn road. Just barely got on the road. I'm meeting this brother, right? And the first thing, now he already dealing with some issues in his house or whatever. I don't know what the hell going on. He probably about 20 something. Say, man, I don't like nobody walking in the back of me and all that kind of stuff. You got wanted me to go ahead, like, nah, I could have said, wait a minute, I feel the same way like you. You see what I'm saying? I feel the same way. Why you want me to go, but you behind me? And then I told him, I said, the same shit you telling me, go tell the white man that. How you came in at me and attacked me like that, go and attack the big bad wolf like that. Tell him that. I bet if you seen them, you wouldn't have had nothing to say. I told him in so many, I said, that's a shame. Kept looking at him. I said, go tell the white man that. And then he put a smurf smile, a smurf grin on his face. You know what I'm saying? After that, because he knew he wasn't expecting that. Because he might have did other people. I don't know. I'm not going to assume that, but I'm gonna speak for me. And I said that day, I said that's a damn shame. And our people is probably getting killed by the so-called white man, the police, every 26 hours or 27 hours. A black man is murdered in the streets. Also, a so-called black woman too. They killing them and taking their organs and all that, and taking their melanin out their skin and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They doing it, but it's a reason why they doing that. But it's just a shame, man, how we handle each other. I mean, come on, sister, come on, brother. It ain't gonna cost you a dime. It's not expensive. Today, you is considered weak and stupid if you compliment your sister. You're stupid. You everything. You lying to get disrespected just for being for complimenting your own sisters and saying good morning. I mean, not good morning. I ain't gonna say it because that shit is slavery too. Uh, you is going to you're gonna get shot down, and you're gonna immediately just get disrespected for saying it's or just presenting the spirit of you loving your own people. You wouldn't even harm a fly. You wouldn't do no shit. You ain't like that guy. You make sure everybody's good. You still got that spirit. You want to make sure everybody's good in the hood, right? You want to make sure everybody's good in your community. But when you do this, and you're gonna get shitted on. You're gonna get immediately knocked the fuck down for doing that. About you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, why is nobody ain't banging on Esau like this? You got a problem with me? I'm a victim in this thing just like you is. It's just crazy, man. The type of time period we live in. I was just thinking in my mind, I just wished it was like in the ancient time because ancient time, man. If you look at our world now, we are on a lower energy vibration. It's like a lower vibration. You can't even go out. You can't go to the grocery store no more. You can't even just take a walk up the damn streets, and somebody gonna immediately find a reason to beef with you. That's how bad it done got. It done gotten so bad to the point to where we are so conditioned by slavery until by the so-called white man until we are willing to just time a brother, sister, a brother look at a sister, she ready to beef with it. She ready to cut him down immediately. Can't say nothing to her. Can't say nothing to her. Immediately, excuse me, man. Shoot her, she gonna cheat. He gonna get shot down right there. Leave me the fuck alone. But the so-called white man can walk up and do this all day, no problem. They can get away with it. It's okay for them to do it. But when your brother lift you up, it's a problem. And then some people want to get that shit, want to throw. I can't stand for our people to be saying, oh, he complained. He complained. I can't stand a complaining person. Get the fuck up out of here. Like complaining and mourning is two different things. It ain't nothing wrong with mourning. It ain't nothing wrong with, I'm not wrong for speaking the way I'm speaking. To say that we have a problem, an issue in our community, we definitely have an issue. We've been having beef with the white man, the so-called white man, for decades. We always have had beef with them, even from when Esau and Jacob was in the womb. There was beef. They was beefing in the womb. Read that in Genesis 25, verses 21, 22, and 23. You're gonna see Rebecca was wondering why she was having that fight in her womb. She realized it was a fight in the womb. And she said, Lord, if it be so, why am I thus? She went and required of the Lord. And the Lord, God explained it to her and said, two nations are in your womb, and two matter people shall be separated from thy vow. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days were to be fulfilled, there were twins in her womb. And behold, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. But it didn't describe who Jacob was, but it described who Esau was. Esau, red and hairy all over, stuff like that. Those are the characteristics and the looks of the so-called white man. Only blacks are Israelites. Mongolian, Native Americans, and Latinos are not Israelites. Um, I'm gonna respond to that by saying it's all about the spirit bearing witness. Your spirit has to bear witness. That from according to what I read in the Romans 8:16, it says the spirit itself bears witness. So like they say, it ain't really about how you look. It's not about what you look. It's about what the seed of the man is. Um, there's a quote in the Babylon Temple of Two. I haven't read it in a while, in a minute yet, but it says true Africans are indeed Africans regardless of what they look like. An African, you can be from anywhere and look like anything. You see what I'm saying? So, because you have to understand, there was a lot of mixing went on over a period of time because our people was originally dark people. The original people of this land, according to Lamentations 3 and 10, I think, it says that the original Native American Indian was dark, was black as a coal. You see what I'm saying? So the original people were dark people. The original Indians were dark. Read that in Lamentation, the book right after Jeremiah chapter 3, Lamentations 3, and I think 10, 11, or 12. Somewhere down in that, it says that they were black as a coal. So it's really all about the seed. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people that it can go both ways. Look Mexican, but they Spaniards. You got a lot of people that look Spaniards, but they Mexican. You got a lot of people that look African, African American, but they East Indian. It can go either. It can be reverse, diverse. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be from anywhere and look like anything. Well, I'm gonna say it like this here. Why is it when they say made up? Why is it that when you talk with Latinos and Native Americans, see you got to match okay, you look in Deuteronomy, right? Deuteronomy tell you who the curse. He said these curses will be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. So when you start talking to people, go through all the list of the commandments and see where they mind at. And if they spirit bear witness or whatever, or something like that, then that's what makes you Israelite. The looks doesn't make you Israelite. You got some people in certain parts of the city calling themselves, like you got Puerto Ricans probably they speaking. You got some of them Puerto Ricans that is speaking Hispanic, calling themselves Hispanics. You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of some Puerto Ricans is calling themselves Hispanics over in Puerto Rico, and I was Puerto Rico calling themselves Hispanics. And you got some people in what's that city? Ukrainian. You got some people over there in Ukraine. You would think they was shit calling themselves so-called probably Ukrainians or something, and they thinking that that's what they are when they read and genetically they are Hispanic or whatever. You know them. You get what I'm trying to say. You got people calling themselves Colombia, but they actually Puerto Rico. You see what I'm saying? You got some people calling themselves Spaniards, but they actually Hispanics. You see what I'm saying? I have seen an example of that, of some the Israelites brothers conversing with some people. They thought they was that, but actually they went to talking deeper and they found out, oh, okay, they not okay. You they'll say something like, oh, okay, you could be an Israelite because I mean, basically you calling yourself that, but really listening to you talk, it sounds like your spirit bear witness of a Jake or something. And so you calling yourselves that, like they had a video too. There's a lot of videos like that out there online. You go and look at it. They talk, say, what's your identity? What's your ethnicity? And they'll say, oh, I'm Italian. But they went to talking to him and they read the scriptures in Revelation 13:9. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And he just said he was an Italian. And they say, so what do you think of the scripture here that was read? He that leads in captivity shall go into captivity, and blah, blah, and so on and so on and so forth. Like that, right? And he said, are you okay with that? And he said, yeah, yeah. He said, oh, yeah, oh yeah. He said, wow. Then they say, brother, you may not even be a so-called Italian because you just said that's good that the people that did this and you going into captivity, and you said you was Italian and you didn't try to fight it or nothing. So brother, you might be an Israelite or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was calling themselves an Italian. You see what I'm saying? But when they actually talked to him and tested his spirit according to the Bible, it turned out to be that, he could have been in the so-called Italian or something. Just like a lot of our people over here in America call themselves so-called black. You see what I'm saying? They call themselves so-called black. You know what I mean? But they're not really black, because black is just a color. You got some people call themselves Africans because they're looking at their skin. Their skin is very, very dark. And because of that, they mistake. Look at the Apostle Paul. They mistaken him for an Egyptian. You look in Acts. Let's see, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, Acts 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, somewhere around in there. You'll see, if you'll look and you'll see where they mistake Paul for an Egyptian. The Apostle Paul, they mistaken him for an Egyptian. And the Egyptians are very dark. But he was not an Egyptian, and he was a Roman citizen by name, but in nationality, genetically, he was a Benjamite. You see what I'm saying? So you have to look at several of those things too before you make those statements about. And I used to do that too. When I first came into this truth, I used to do that. I used to say, okay, oh, you from Nigeria, oh, you are oh, oh, you're a Edomite, or you a Hamite. No, you still got to test the spirit. You still got to do all that, because I learned not to, because I wouldn't want nobody to judge me like that. So when you judge people like that, you could be mistakenly wrong. Okay, another scripture in First Samuel, I think it's what's that scripture? First Samuel 17, I think it's 42, something like that. I think it was David. They mistake David, and they said, and behold, the Philistine looked up on David, and they said he was ruddy. That was another word for red or something like that. They looked up on him and they despised his countenance. You see what I'm saying? But they mistaken him for something else, for somebody else. They looked up on his countenance. And, oh, you man, look at you. That's why. And then there's a scripture in First Samuel chapter 15, and I think it's 12 or 13, somewhere down there. It says, "Man, look at some." Like when Samuel was going to meet, um, he was going in the name of the Lord, and he met the Philistine or something. And David says, "Come to me with a." He said, "Come to me with a spear and a shield." That's what he told the Philistine. He said, "No, I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts." He says, and then I think that's when he made the statement: "Man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart," because they looked up on his countenance, his looks. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Bible says a man may be known by his looks. So I don't really get caught up into the chart. Is a big help, but mainly I go by the spirit. I test your spirit. Just like that, that's the correct way to do it. Paul said the correct way to do it, Romans 8:16, is to try the spirit. That's why uh St. John says, try the spirit. Try the spirit. It's about the spirit. It's not about the color of a person. It's about the spirit underneath that skin color. It's about the spirit, because you can be from anywhere and look like anything. And I just can't sit up here and make a judgment off somebody, because I wouldn't want nobody to make a judgment off of me. I would want somebody to question me and talk to me first before they make a judgment. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about the seed, and once you make the judgment and you see what people's spirit at, like for example, if I say I'm for my people and blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the real Jews, but I come up and say, oh, it doesn't matter, this and that and third. And I think no matter what they did, either might oh, these people can be saved, anybody can be saved, knowing what the scriptures say and things of that nature. And I tell you, it doesn't matter. And I tell you that it doesn't matter what Christ looked like and all. You know, you look for things like that. Then you can kind of make a judgment like, okay, what what's your nationality? Because it's a certain way they're gonna say it. It's going to trigger. They're gonna let you know. And then you start talking about slavery and say, oh, slavery doesn't matter. When they start to go to saying things like that, then that's where you like, oh, then that's where you start to the Most High and Saint John said you judge people by you judge the spirit. You know, that's how you do that. Because think about it. Would you want somebody to just come up and make a judgment off of you and say you look like a demon, or you look like this, or you look like that? Oh, you look like a demon. I just look at you and tell you know what I mean. You don't want nobody to just make a judgment of you like that, and they don't know. They all in your Kool-Aid and don't know your flavor. So it ain't good. The moral of this video too is you got to there's a scripture also. It says judge nothing before the time. Judge nothing. Don't make a judgment until that time comes. Now, whatever they tell you, you judge people based upon for how they say it, what they're saying to you, and listening to you. Pay attention to their conversation, and it will tell you. Just like if you say, "Look, what does Christ look like according to the Bible?" He's a so-called black man. Then you meet another person that says, "Well, I don't take the black image as Jesus, as Christ. I take this white image of Christ. It doesn't matter, or whatever." Then now you determine, say, "Wait a minute, I might be dealing with." You have to pay attention to the spirit. Yeah, all right, another thing, they tell you what's your nationality, and then nationality. Oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. That's just like me saying, "Well, who is your mother? Who is your father?" Oh, it doesn't matter. They ask me a question though, because if some think about it, if a person asks me a question, I'm supposed to answer their question according to the best of my ability, and say, "Well, my mother is this, or my father is this, my father is such and such, or my father is whatever." You know what I mean? If they ask me that question, then I'm supposed to answer the question. But if I sit up there and tell you things like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Why are you asking me that? It doesn't matter." Of course, it does matter, because anybody can't be your biological father. So, with that being said, yes, it does matter, because there's a correct person that is your father, because that person is literally, you are literally the seed of that man. I mean, you are this, you are, like they say, you are your father. So it would be illogical for me to stand up and tell you, "Oh, it doesn't matter," when it does matter, because nobody else can fit that criteria of being your father but the man that put the seed in the woman. So it does matter. In that sense, yes. You mean to tell me these bricks are this color, like kind of like brown, real light brown, or whatever, and I'm supposed to say, "Oh, somebody, what color is the church?" Oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because it's not going to change the fact that these bricks has a true color. This brown. If I What color is those bricks? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because you can look at them and see that. And I tell you that they are green, and you look at the bricks. The bricks ain't green. So yes, it does matter what I told you. It does matter what color they are. But if you say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," throw it away. It doesn't matter what color they is. Just say they're any color. That wouldn't make no sense to me. That would be an illogical debate. But anyway, man, it seemed like I kind of got off topic, I guess. Um, um, but anyway, man, we just don't, we're not nice to each other, man. It ain't gonna hurt. Even like I said, it's sad too. We don't have our leaders no more, because they've been conditioned by this system too, the so-called white man or whatever, you know. And they not they don't even, you walk up to them, you can't even get a conversation in with them. They ain't got time. You can walk. They can be in their car, right? I'm just gonna give it an example. They can be in their car, and you can walk up to they like you can be polite, uh, knock on the window like they just say you're doing that. You innocent. You don't harm nobody. You wouldn't even harm a fly, a bird, or nothing. They look up. They gonna give you a look. May I help you? They gonna do that. You got to keep going. You see what I'm saying? Now I can understand to an extent that people trying to protect themselves is dangerous or whatever. And you know what? I'm gonna say it like this here. I think the car had music in it. Okay, I get it that people are trying to be careful and they doing that. No, 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 no. I'm not letting my window down. Or either you go to their house, knock on their door, and they do, 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 do. Some people are so now. I'm gonna look at it two ways. I'm not gonna be so hard on people. You see what I'm saying? Because I understand there's so much going on. I get it. Some people are so cold. I'm just saying some people just overdo the shit. Some people just outright just I don't care how you they can see you grow up in the hood, they can see you that and they'll look out their window like that. Like, can I help you? And you lived in the neighborhood all your life. Like, damn, what do you they know your mother, they know your father, they know your brothers, they know your great cousin, they know everybody in the hood. You be that one come up to the door and they could have been raised up with you, you could have slept in the same bed, all of that. And we talking about this how cold it is. That's why I call the video. It ain't going to hurt you is to treat your brother right. Dun, 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 dun. Who is it? They look out the window. Can I help you? And they can see you going to the store for grandma and all. They're going down there, bringing them back, bringing their change back, being honest and everything, and they'll still mishandle you. You don't bother nobody. You're not a harmful person. You don't do none of this stuff. You treated the neighbors right. You had respect for your elders. You had respect for all of that. But you still get that type of treatment in you know what I'm saying? And these are part of the curses too, and that's why I brought that up. And I said, it's sad. It's gotten to the point to where we don't even come around each other. Oh, the reason why I'm not gonna mess with him because I got this going on in my life. I got that going on in my life. Oh no, whatever. Oh, you meet them. How you doing? It's nice to see you. It's been so many years since I seen you. Yeah, yeah. And they be constantly walking. Yeah, okay. All right, then you have a good day then. But you can actually pick up the vibes that okay, I don't want to be close to you, even though y'all grew up in the same hood. You can pick the vibes up. Like, okay, all right, how you doing? It's nice seeing you. And they saying underneath them, underneath that mind, get the fuck on. I don't want to be bothered with you. Yes, we grew up together. Yes, I know your mama. I know your mother, and I know your father. I know your aunties. I know all of them very well. But look, just because we knew each other, keep it walking. But you ain't did nothing. They seen how you respect their grandma sent you to the store as a little boy to buy her some sugar. Y'all remember how they send your brother and sister go down to the corner store and get some sugar and come back. Now when you done, go over there and give your neighbors, go over there and give Miss Annie some. They could have seen, oh, I remember you. We grew up together in the hood, and you come by there and bring the elder lady some sugar. Yeah, I remember you. Like you see them, then you go to the house. Dun, 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 dun. They look out the window. They ain't open the door now. Damn, you knew me from the womb. We grew up from a knee high to a little duck. It done gotten just that bad, bro. And it shouldn't be like that. And as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, man, as young men and women, we got to get back to who we are. We got to get back. We got to get out of that elderly people. We got to get away from that. I'm telling you, we got to get away from that. Elderly, no disrespect to my elders, no disrespect to my elderly sisters, elderly brothers. We got to come back to who we are. Young people, we got to come back to who we are. I'm telling you, I'm telling you this here. We got to come back. We got to stop mistreating each other like this here. We got to stop this shit, man. We got to stop it. We got to learn how to because guess what? All these things come from Esau, and Esau has conditioned your mind is to hate me. You see what I'm saying? We are conditioned is to hate each other because this enemy, right? So we got to come back to ourselves. and be peaceful and come and love each other. So that's what I'm encouraging us to do. Come back to our nationality and seek the Most High. And I'm not look. Let me tell you something. I'm not encouraging you to do nothing that I'm not doing. You see what I'm saying? I got my fridges. I'm not bragging or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? I got my some hair around my face and everything. I'm not encouraging you and that's keeping the commandments. My face don't look smooth like this up here. I got a beard there. You see what I'm saying? So don't um let's come back to who we are. I'm encouraging you. Let's do these commandments together. Let's do it together, man. Let us come together and let us, you know what I'm saying, come back to ourselves. That's all I'm trying to encourage you to do. We discontinue from our heritage, according to Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. We discontinue from our heritage because we didn't follow the Most High and His commandments. And He says He said because of that we was gonna have to serve our enemies. So we come back to the Most High and we'll get back into our original state. That's all I'm then telling us to do. You know. And I want to say this here. Like years ago, they didn't have YouTube, right? And I often used to say this here. I say that's a good thing that they did create this, is because it's difficult is to walk up to people nowadays and try to talk to them. Although a lot of our people do take the cameras and they test our women to see where they are, but they also record it to actually for an actual lesson is to show our people we shouldn't do things like this. And it's actually what it's doing is helping our communities and help making our communities a better place. And for people that don't feel odd about approaching you, they can just click on the video like that and they can watch it like that. You see what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So I'm not gonna keep it out too long, people. I'm just gonna go ahead and close it out right here because I feel like I've said enough for right now. And I'm gonna see y'all later, and we'll talk a little bit later on today. All right, peace.